Hey guys, Coach Adam and Coach Tori talking to you today. And today we're talking to you about a very important topic, which is weighing your food. Are you doing it right? Are you doing it wrong? Today we're going to talk about all the important things that go behind it in terms of total calorie calculation, total protein calculations, and how many of you are off. So let's get to it.
If you're like most people, you're probably weighing your food after it's cooked and portioning it out. But the nutrition label is actually based off of raw weight, which really means arguably we should be weighing our food before it's cooked. But convenience says, well, let's just weigh it after it's cooked, right? But we're gonna go through the different cooking techniques between an air fryer, an oven, and a stovetop to show you the difference in weight lost after food is cooked versus before when it's raw.
Okay guys, so we're starting off with our examples here. We have 4 different pieces of chicken breast, which is a very lean piece of meat. So remember, the leaner the meat, the less weight is gonna be lost in it because less fat is coming out of the meat. So this is every single piece we have here is exactly 10 ounces. We're gonna cook it using different cooking methods. Now remember, the weight, the nutrition labels listed is listed as in this form. So we're gonna go ahead and do the cooking and show you how to do the conversion. Okay guys, so we've cooked it in 4 different ways to show you. So this is the grilled meat, pan-seared, oven-baked, and air-fried, all common methods that we use. And then we used a really, really lean chicken breast just to show you how impactful it can be, because chicken breast, being this lean, has like a very, very low fat content, but even the chicken breast has a significant weight reduction. So this is zeroed out here. We're gonna go first for the 10-ounce piece of chicken breast that is grilled. 0.71, so about a 30% reduction in total weight. Now remember, if you were to weigh this 7 ounces cooked, this is actually a 10-ounce piece of meat in terms of the nutrition label. So if you did 10 ounces of this, you'd actually be eating about a 13-ounce serving, and that's gonna add to your calories pretty significantly over the course of a day. Let's go ahead and go for the air fried. About the same, about 25%, 26% on the air fried. Oven baked, that's a big drop, 31%. And then pan seared. Dang, 34%. Okay, so 4 different ways of doing it on yours. So now obviously the question is gonna be, why does it matter? And let's go ahead and go into that. Okay, so now some of you are freaking out and you're like, I've been off on my calories by 30% this whole time, and I'm sabotaging my results and it's messing everything up, all my data collection. So let me just take a deep breath, okay? It's not gonna matter that much, only gonna matter a lot in certain periods of when you're doing your prep. So if you're off, let's say for example, you're off by 30% on your proteins. Let's say you're eating 150 grams of protein a day. Well, 150 grams of protein times 4 calories is a total of 600 calories. So if you're off by, let's say, 30% on that, we're talking about an additional 200 calories. So you'd be eating actually 800 calories when you thought you're eating 600. Not a huge difference, but it is significant in terms of if you were on a really low caloric deficit. Now, as a coach, it doesn't matter. If you're off by 200 calories every single week and every single time, I'm still getting the same type of data. So it doesn't matter if you've been doing it like this for a while. It doesn't make a huge difference to me. Just understand you are eating extra protein. You're eating more protein than you think you are, and you're eating more calories than you think you are. So, but as far as the coach goes, I'm just using the data of you eating X amount of calories per week. And if you're off, well, you're still off by the same amount every week, so it doesn't really make a huge difference to me. Now, it does matter at certain points though, as you get closer in prep and you get lower in calories here.
So like Adam was saying, the percent variance to the coach is the same. But all the time, we hear people say, why am I not progressing? I feel like I should be making more progress. Why am I not seeing more change? Well, arguably, one of the reasons that you might not be seeing as much change is because the deficit that you might think you're in is not actually the deficit that you're actually in. Because if you are consuming more calories than you perceive you are, arguably your deficit is less. Like Adam was saying, if you think that you're eating maybe a 1,500 calorie menu, maybe that's actually a 1,700 calorie intake, and that could be impacting your progress.
So especially when we have our limitations. So as coaches, we'll say, hey, we're not gonna go below a certain calorie threshold because I'm not gonna ever sacrifice your health for you to have abs. That's just something we're not going to do at Team Elite. So we'll say, okay, this is the minimum calories we're going to get you to. Let's say it's 1,200 calories, right? If you're weighing your foods post-cooked, well, 1,200 calories that you think you're eating might be 1,500, and a lot of people might need to go lower than 1,500 calories to get in like contest shape, and the whole time you have to be eating 1,500, not even knowing it, you know? So that's when it does matter. When the calories get low and you're getting farther in prep, I would say do it this way, and you don't have to weigh all your food raw and then cook it. So for example, let's say you wanted to do grilled chicken breast and you wanted to grill up 10 pounds of chicken for your weekly food intake, right? Well, you wouldn't want to have to measure each piece raw and then do the math on it and say, okay, now this one's less. It's a lot easier to cook your food first, but just the simple thing is you just times it by the weight reduction. So 0.7 equals 1 ounce raw. And so you just basically take your math of what you have. If let's say you have 4 ounces of chicken on your menu plan, you take 0.7 times 4, it's going to equal 2.8, and that's how much cooked food you'll have for that meal. But as you can tell, it's quite a big difference in what you probably thought you were having. But don't worry, it probably didn't affect too many things. Your coach is still making adjustments. You just are eating more calories than you probably thought you were.
So here we did this with chicken, right? But if you're doing ground turkey or maybe a lean ground meat, you'd want to do this at the beginning of your programming as well. So do it one time, weigh your food from raw to cooked, find that difference between the raw weight and the cooked weight, and then moving forwards, it'll be all the same thereafter.
So in conclusion, to make this very easy for you, whatever food you're going to eat and however you're going to cook it, just do the math one time, write it down, and then just do the simple math. In this example, it'd be 0.7 for every 1 ounce. So if you take your 4 ounces of meat that you have on your menu plan or 5 ounces of meat, you just times it by 0.7, and that's going to tell you how much your food should weigh when it's cooked to get actual accurate reporting on your menu plan. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to keep texting for tips. I hope you appreciate this one and you're not freaking out and beating up Tori. It's her fault. Nothing to do with it. She came up with this idea. I'll see you later.